Okay, hey there YouTube, welcome back to another video, and this one sort of marks a milestone in the fact that it's my first video of my new project. I finished my first battalion. These chaps are the 5th Dutch Militia, and the reason why I decided to do them first was because these chaps were basically the first figures that I'd ordered that came in. It's literally that simple. There's no other reason. Now I have had a little bit of a delay in the fact that I had to wait for my flags to arrive. I actually went with Elite Minatures for my flags this time round. And I'm actually going to do a little video on those flags after I finish this one, so look out for that. Because I think these flags are awesome, and you know, perhaps when you do your Dutch-Belgian projects, perhaps you'll consider using Elite Miniatures flags as well, because I think they're brilliant. Okay, let's get going. So, like I said, these guys are the 5th Militia. Let's go for the commanding officer. So, the 5th Dutch Militia. I've actually put these guys on the wrong stand, I just realised. They are commanded by a Lieutenant Colonel J.J. Wilsenberg, and I'll sort out the wrong base in a moment. I'll literally just put the commanding officer's name on after I finish this video. So let's get going and give you a closer look at them. So these guys are made up of mostly Perrys. In fact, practically all Perrys. These guys. Now, the thing that I noticed about the Perrys is they don't have flanker figures. The Dutch Militia are made up of 2 different types of troops. We have the flankers, which are similar to, I suppose they're kind of similar to Voltigeur. I mean, I suppose you could say that their units are still kind of similar, a little bit similar to their French stylings. Obviously they don't use grenadiers, but they did have 2 units of flankers, and you can tell these guys are flankers. Now obviously they don't do flanker figures, so I didn't really have a choice of you know, to actually make them. I mean, really the only difference between these guys and normal flankers is that the flankers have normally like a puff on their shoulders, and more often than not they generally have the sobriquet similar to the old Voltigeur. Now, however, obviously these guys don't have those, and it's probably not the end of the world, because according to the St. Jerome website, not all of them did. So these guys, basically, I suppose you could say these guys are the ones that have been re-equipped with British equipment. So they have a blue dyed British jacket, British style grey trousers, and British stovepipe style shakos. However, they do retain their French backpacks, which just makes them a little bit different. Now, I actually decided to use the same colour of, I think it's green brown I use, which is the same colour I use for all my French packs normally, just to have that sort of connection. I think a lot of people paint them brown. But I decided to paint them the same colour as what I would my French. And obviously these chaps have British water bottles as well. So perhaps, like I say, perhaps these guys are the slightly more up-to-date version of a flanker, in the fact that they're actually kitted out pretty similar to British troops rather than the old French troops. Now the front rank ones that I'm working on at the moment, they do have flanker figures, and they actually do have sobriquets. So that is the first unit of flankers, and these guys are all Perrys. So yeah, pretty happy with those. Nice orange facings. I'll go through some of the colours I used a little bit later. So here we have the rear centre company. Again, Perrys. Again, well, same figures. There's nothing different about them. You kind of didn't have a choice. Similar sort of layout, again, very Britishly equipped, apart from the French backpacks. So that is the rear centre. Now the second unit of flankers. You can see that I've actually snuck a few flat-capped guys in throughout this battalion. But I mean, they're pretty simple to paint, these guys. They're basically just 3 colours. I did go through a few different types of orange before I found an orange that I was happy with. And again, like I say, at the end of the video, I'll tell you which orange I used. I think it's a really nice orange, actually. So that is the second company of flankers. Next up, let's go for the musician stand. So again, this is all Perry's. I like the drummer figure. When you buy the Perry's Command, you actually get 2 drummers and 2 standard bearers. So you kind of have to buy an extra pack of figures to be able to make up a battalion. Which is where the flat cap guys come from, actually. Now, obviously, the other thing that I noticed was there's no Nco figures for these guys. So in this particular stand, we just have a normal trooper filling in, where I'd normally have a senior Nco. You can see the drum is practically it's pretty similar colours to a French drum, really. It's I'd say the main difference being that it's a slightly darker blue on the rim, and it's got this sort of white design on it, which kind of differs it. But other than that, I guess he's pretty similar to a British drummer again, sort of equipment wise. But obviously they do still retain their French backpacks, similar to the rest of the troops. So that is the musician stand. Then the Nco stand, my traditional Nco stand. This is a 3 Perrys and 1 front rank. Now, this front rank figure here, I decided to use as a sergeant, was actually ordered in error. I could have sworn that I ordered 2 extra figures in the same pose as the front rank unit that I ordered, which were March Attack. However, when my order came through, I'd ordered these guys, which are basically like advancing. So I thought, well, seeing I had 2 of them, I might as well just use them as Nco figures, so that's what I did. So I found a spare little Sabre Brigade, so I tapped that onto his belt there. I basically cut away his bayonet and replaced the bottom end of it with the Sabre Brigade, giving him the sergeant's stripes, and yeah, I think he fits in pretty well. I think actually, he's a bit beefier, bit more of a veteran. Maybe this guy's had military service before, and he's a bit older, and he rejoined, but ended up in a militia unit. Perhaps they said, well, you got a bit of a limp, but we're not going to put you in a regular line unit. You can we'll give you a sergeant's position in a militia unit, something like that. That could be a story. So yeah, that's the Nco stand. And then finally, the stand that I always enjoy the best, which is the command stand. So here we have 3 Perry's figures. This guy is just a bog standard flat-capped militia guy. Like I said, there's no Nco figures available, so in this case, it's just a bog standard trooper. We have 2 of the Perry's Command, and then we have an extra front rank officer, which I ordered when I ordered my my front rank guys, and I decided to make him the colonel because he's got the 2 epaulets which you need to have a lieutenant colonel, and the spare second officer I'm going to use for another unit. Now here's the flag I was talking about. So this is a Elite Minatures flag. They do a really good range of Dutch Persian flags, and like I say, I'm actually going to do a little video on them directly after this, so look out for that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how they turned out. I had to wait, like I say, like a week for the flag to come in. The flagpole is actually from Perry's. I'm actually really surprised with them. They came with the command. They're longer than your average Perry's command pole, and I'm really happy with them actually. I'm hoping that because of all the other Perry's command groups. They all come with these, and hopefully I can get away with getting enough in to use for my whole project. But yeah, that's the 5th Dutch Militia, and I'm really happy with them. That's that, I suppose. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all my subscribers, and like I say, hope you're all doing well. It's a nice, fairly sunny day, not too hot here in Southampton today, and I'm basically trying to get this video in before the sun moves across to the front of the house, and then I start getting the sun shining off my car windscreen and directly into my eyes, which sometimes affects my afternoon painting. So anyway, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and look out for my my flag review coming up next. Bye bye.